Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.
Welcome back. Serving in World War II built lifelong relationships for many of the servicemen and women. It was seen as a popular war and also a war the U.S. won. And as KSN's Katie Tobby shares, tonight's Veteran Salute goes to a soldier who still regularly keeps in touch with his friends who also served.
Warren Lewis was a second lieutenant after completing officer candidate school and graduating from Wichita University. He was 21 when he enlisted in 1943 and after training would head overseas where he says a series of different life experiences began.
I had never taken a bath out of a helmet before. Yeah, that's different.
Warren says more so than his military experiences, it was the life experiences during his time overseas he remembers most.
Somebody from mid-Kansas on the ocean had never seen any body of water bigger than maybe Cheney Lake. And here was this vast ocean. That was an experience.
Warren says he wasn't scared to head overseas. He was apprehensive and didn't know what to expect. Assigned to the 104th Infantry Division, Warren's unit would head to Europe and return as a unit, committing to serve the duration of the war plus 6 months. He would head from France to Belgium, then into Holland, where he would experience combat.
You can talk to 1,000 veterans and you'll never understand the feeling and the experience that you go through.
While crossing the Mark River in Holland, a rifle wound earned Warren his first Purple Heart.
At that crossing, every officer of my company was either killed or wounded.
Warren would evacuate back to England and later rejoin his unit in Germany and earned a second Purple Heart after getting injured by a shell fragment.
We called them back there in those days the German Marksmanship Medal.
He served overseas until 1945 when he would return home to Kansas. His platoon met every year after the war, and today he still calls the only remaining survivors, one of his fellow soldiers, as well as the wife of a comrade who's since passed away.
The fact that I was in combat doesn't put me any better than the guy that did dishes. The sacrifice was still there.
Looking back on his time serving his country, Warren says it was never an option.
What was the thing to do? I mean, gee whiz, what option did we have? And it wasn't a question of, do I want to? It was a question of, it was a thing to do.
After the war, Warren taught history in Wellington, then later went into counseling and was a counselor at Brooks Junior High for 20-some years. He and his wife still live here in Wichita, and this November will celebrate 75 years of marriage. Here for you in Wichita, Katie Tobby, KSN News 3.
Tonight, we salute the members of Vet to Vet Support Command.
On behalf of DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers, we're honored to recognize Vet to Vet Support Command, and we're honored to have Patty, Hutch, and Chelsea here with us. Thanks for what you're doing in our community.
Thank you. We'd like to thank DeVaughn James for supporting our veterans here in Wichita, Kansas and Sedgwick County through Vet to Vet Support Command and the Veteran Providers Coalition of Sedgwick County.
Veteran Salute is sponsored by the DeVaughn James Injury Lawyers.